All right. Good morning. Let's see what's happening here. Let's go live on all the networks checking in. And we are. Let's refresh here. We are live on Twitch. Welcome, Twitch. YouTube. What's happening, YouTube? We're live on YouTube. Kick. We're up on Kick and Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Welcome everybody to the Sam Crescent art stream. It is Monday, May 25th. I am Sam Crescent. It's about 5:52 a.m. I was working on trying to better configure the screen for a little bit. Stream. See how it goes. I'm gonna warm up still with this animation project here. Anyway, let's get back to the party. I apologize. I put a thing about this thick underneath my drawing tablet so I don't have to hunch over as much. It's probably still a little bit too low, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let me get this thing going here. I haven't warmed up at all yet, so essentially this is the warm up. Is doing this animation stuff. That's a terrible square. All right, so let's see here. Today it's Memorial Day today, so I hope everybody's having a really fun day with a lot of things planned. It's May 25th, man. We're coming back in now to the close of May. Unfortunately, May's going to be done pretty soon, and we're going to be into June, which means summer's going to be here in full force pretty much at that point. I've got a big week this next week. My son's going to graduate from high school, and that'll be two of my three kids that will no longer be in high school, which is fantastic, actually. Pretty much the way I feel about it is whenever I have a kid graduate from high school, it's basically, thank goodness I don't have to deal with that nonsense anymore. And so that's the case. Now there's other things that we have to deal with, but they can be dealt. Yeah. So basically, I'll talk about what the warm up is right now. I'm just drawing these cubes and all these different things in that's too much. And trying to keep volumes and proportions the same, and then I'm just making them rotate around, and that's kind of an exercise to learn to try to better improve my ability to rotate and spin objects, hopefully eventually out of my own imagination. I'm fairly certain I could rotate the cube just fine. But I want to get better. So this is a cube rotating, and the perspective of the cube is going to change slightly as we keep rotating it. This here is a Loomis head that I'm illustrating or animating, and I'm going to animate the Loomis head go into its abstraction. And pretty much I can just like keep moving this this part off the screen, and so that's what I'll do. So I plan on, this is a simple way to warm up because it just entails like drawing simple shapes, trying to get my brain up and running. And then when I draw in my comic, I'm mostly just inventing the poses and the figures. And so it's helpful to have warmed up with something. Now, let's move this down. I want to move this like completely off the screen, basically. Now this here, it's going to turn around. Okay, so all right, now we're gonna have a new ball grow, but what we got to indicate? Okay, we've got this coming back into the picture. Oops. So with this Loomis thing, I'm trying to illustrate, animate a page that's straight out of the Loomis book right here. So that coming back, this plane here goes away. And this plane comes back. This is now behind there. And this starts to show up. Let me see here. There, that's about right. That shows up right there. The ball is rotated up a little bit too high. Is also a problem. So I'll rotate it down in the next frame. We'll do this rotating cube here. So this cube is just rotating around a point. And the way I did this cube before, it was more of a rectangle, and I want it to be more of a cube. So I want to control it better. Control the volume better. I think my brain's turning on a little bit more. It's gonna need a little bit more time, and all right, that's a little off. I feel like the cube. There, that's pretty good. Keep it going. Now we're gonna move this even further. So the next point that this is going to go to is going to be here. This is basically a top-down view of this square that's spinning. And then, because this angle's here, going to be here. It's a little bit too much. That's a little bit more of a cube shape right there. But I'm afraid that it's needs to be about that big, or else it's gonna look like it's gotten smaller. Okay. For this, we're gonna take this shape here. We're going to break it off. Bring that down. Fix this ball a little bit here. There we go. Lowering that a little bit for the Loomis. Since we lowered that, this pin is going to move up there. Actually, it's going to move. We want to move this pin further down. Probably to here. No. It's coming from back there. And we tilt this up here. There. We move this pin just a tad there. Drive it through here. Bring it back. That's where that pin is. So it's bifurcating through here as well. And this is more or less like that. This one here, we want to move it further away, try to get it off the screen. And I'm gonna one more and I'll be able to get that off the screen. Okay, let's do a couple more frames here. So for this one now, the cube is rotated so it's half. So it's basically like a triangle. I just shrunk it down on accident. Let's bring it out just a little bit. Maybe that's a little too much. I think that works. So the hardest thing about live streaming is talking the entire time you're working and coming up with stuff to say, especially when you're starting out and you have no chat. So there's nobody to interact with. There's nobody that you can just, give you something to discuss. Where a lot of live streamers, it's like they rely on the chat a lot to keep it going. And I have to figure out how to do it where there's no chat. Because there probably won't be a chat for a long time. I can't see watching this live. I can't see it being that interesting. So that's one of the problems with this. This one goes from there to there, really? Yeah, it looks like it does. Well, let's see. Let's see if that cube grows. That cube clearly changed sizes here. Let's shave that down a little bit. So that's the challenge, is keeping volumes the same as we go through it. Okay, so this now this piece is going to be gone. That's going to go like that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's that Loomis ball. More like there is where it's supposed to be at. And then we've got this. Oops. Let's get this here. There we go. Yeah, that is actually up here more. So I gotta change this here. Make it go there. Make it go there. Cut that a little bit more there, maybe. That's coming. No, we gotta make this smaller. So now it's like I really have to pay attention to the proportions of this Loomis abstraction that he's made up. looks like it's about there. Go there. Then we've got this one coming out of here. Okay. Fix this here. All right, let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. All right, so we're spinning that still, and it does get smaller and then bigger. So I'm going to fix that. The spinning cube is working fine on the bottom. The Loomis head is doing something. All right, let's do 2 more frames and then I'm going to move on. So, I'm going to rotate this box here another degree. It's going to be here. Okay. This is going to go here. Like that. There's more there. See what we got. There we go. We got the cube there. And this guy keeps rotating, and I've got my guide down here for these because I've already animated them. But I'm just cleaning them up and trying to get it so that the volumes on these cubes stay the same throughout the animation. We will detach this all the way off. Darn it, I keep moving that pivot point when I don't mean to. Then we will draw this Loomis head in some more. What we have happening here is a third, a line coming down with a third and a third. I'll just add that part. Okay, one more frame, and we'll call it a day for this. We are now back to square with the square. This one is back to square. This thing continues to rotate. And the Loomis head yeah. Try it again here. Nope. What we've got now is he starts the jaw here. He brings it up to there. It might be a little low, but we'll just leave it. And he cuts away here. Starts that. He starts that. He brings us out even further. Well, we'll just go to there for now. And this has now become that. This has now become this. All right, let's see what we've got. What we're looking at. Might have to move that Loomis forward a little bit and add some more transitions. All right, that's enough of this. Save this. Let's do some Bridgman, and then we'll move on from there. We've got 30 minutes in. I'm going a little slow. I got to wake up here. File new. And let me see here. Let me find the Bridgman document. There we go. All right, we've got a back muscle here, or we can work on the hands. We'll go to hands because we're going to work at hands. And hands, and more hands. So here we go. We'll work. This hand here is an interesting one. Let's try that guy. It's going to be pretty tough. But let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get done here. Make this a little smaller so I can bring it in. And for the first one, we'll just draw this whole thing. So anybody have any big plans for Labor Day? Drop it in the chat. Leave some W's down there, some likes. No, I'm just kidding. I freaking don't care about that shit. Lower this down a little bit. All right. I'm going to draw my wedge shape first. Okay. Very angular thing here. Angular thing there. Thing here. Now I've got this big finger complex. It's going to be hard. Let's just look at the angles. We're going here, 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 and I'm going to just swoop it here. And we've got an angle going there. So something about that. Angle of that one there. Something about there. So this is cool. This tucks there. Got that. This pinky's got a pad. Swoops up. Knuckles it. Knuckles it. This one here has got some interesting stuff happening. I mean, it's almost, you could do like a circle here, but then look at how he designs how that circle is. Comes in, down, angles this way. So yeah, angle's pretty much on point. Comes in here, and then we've got a pad. And this should be maybe a little further over here. Training my eye to see the relationships between different shapes. Something like that. Clean that off there just to do it. It's got a little bit of a fingernail indication on those. Next, we've got the middle finger. Down about there. There's that one. Put that in. Let's get this palm of the hand in. Thumb's coming out. Oops. Angles. The angle that I did was correct. Just gotta kind of fix it. So that's not bad. Knuckle here, and then we've got this finger coming out of here. That's a really dynamic hand. I mean, it's got foreshortening. It's got the fingers doing all different things. It's Pretty complex, actually. That's the wrist bone there. Another one. He's got some rendering to indicate the side plane of this stuff here. That's basically it. I'm going to go over it with the heavier line weight. Let's do that and kind of help solidify what we've got here. So might have been a bit more aggressive than what Bridgman did. Turn that in. I mean, this hand is, boy, has it got a lot of things going on, you know? That is just a wild hand right there. Like, started pulling that line in more than it goes. Pinch of the fat pad there. I mean, that's basically the gist of it. Now, he's got a knuckle indicated kind of like this, which is sort of interesting there. Got kind of that. He's got some more rendering happening under here, which would probably be, you know, all the way here. Like that. That's a hard hand to draw, man. I don't even know that I got it. I think I did. I don't know. Maybe that's coming out into the light, and so there's less rendering on that stuff, you know. Bridgman didn't put it on there, but also he's just, these drawings are about shape. Now let's see here. The shape of this whole thing is just so hard, man. Like this, that. And then this whole thing is just like a big geometric shape there. I'm going, gosh, I wonder if I could rotate that hand pose. And I don't think I could. I think it's just way too complex. Be very hard to do. But if we really broke it down to something that we could get, like maybe right there, let's try that. So here, up. This is straight up and down. So this would be like that. Try this again. We'll just, well, it's better for me to practice, so. That's this side plane here. I was going to break it down into a basic shape. It's that. I'm going to render the whole thing so I know this is the side. Let's see, that goes there. This angle is here. So we go there. And then the fingers kind of just plug into this wedge here. So we've got a wedge shape there. And then under it, you know, we know that we've got this underplane here. Comes through. And down. You know, that's basically the thumb. Right there. And then this whole complex on top is a whole nother thing. But if we just try to rotate this shape around, and then there's another shape that's, you know, what if we interlock this with it? So we know we've got this going here. And there, that's a side plane. And I'm going to render that so I know that's a side plane. And then this here is the top. It's kind of an organic shape. Like that. So if we just rotated that part, turn on our onion skin. Well, let's say we just rotated this way. Okay. So there we go. So I just rotated it just a little bit. And then if we put the thumb underneath, it would be... Now this is where it gets hard because I didn't put these shapes in here. So when I'm rotating them, I don't know what I'm rotating. I might start drawing them that way. But if we were to put them in... Turn off the onion skins. Let's use a different color for them. That might help me keep things separated out. So where these get hard, because I gotta look at these as one thing here. That's basically the big shape of it. But, you know, you're going to have these things doing this inside this. You're going to have all this stuff happening. But like side plane here. And if I look at, let's turn on the onion skin. Look at this one. Go to black. Basically, that's the shape. Then this. This is where this thing gets exponentially complex. That's it. So whatever I was doing here is totally off. Let's redo it. So I didn't rotate it yet. I'm just trying to break the shape down, and this is cutting here. Eventually, though, if I do enough of this stuff, here's an interesting thing: is it's that, you know, even just breaking down these geometric shapes and making something that doesn't look like much, it is going to be exponentially helpful. So now this big shape goes this way. This way. Something like that. I get this finger up here becoming more there. Like that. This finger would go there more. And this one would be there. We'll get the whole thing done now. Let's see here. This one would be coming out. We'd still have the palm of the hand under with this thumb. Well, the thumb would be maybe here. And this one still going out there would be maybe there. Something like that. Turn off the onion skin. Let me see here. Hold on. I just want to do this. Can't really see it. There's not enough time. But yeah, that's the idea. We actually did, I think we actually did successfully rotate that hand position. All right, let's move on. Boy, that's a hard exercise. 51 minutes, I haven't even drawn my comic book yet. Let's just warm up. Let's just put in the date. The date's 5/25/2026. Warm up. Whoops. Okay. We gotta draw some comics, man. Get rid of this here. We don't need it. So a lot to do here. We've got characters here. I've got backgrounds I need to put in. I've got all manner of things that need to be done. And I'm going to make a folder here for panel 2. When Jungle Girl 2 goes into panel 2. So I could draw the characters for panel 2. And I'll probably do that. And then we can draw the backgrounds and stuff. What we'll do here is make another folder here. And this is going to be panel 1. So P1. And all this stuff down to there is panel 1 stuff. And now I can just close off panel 1 with one click. Don't have to deal with it. And we're looking at panel 2, where we already drew Jungle Girl. Let's get somebody else in here. Get this party started. Let's do Alligator because he's going to be easy. It's an easy warm-up. All right. Now that we're doing the fun stuff, man, the sometimes that hey, did you change the name? No, what I changed the name of? I don't think I changed the name. But at least I know that my chat and my unified chat's working now. So I saw your message, Scott, and I don't think I changed the name of anything, but I'm not sure which thing you're referring to. All right, let's see here. Let's get this thing going here. All of a sudden I put this anthropomorphic crocodile down on all fours. Just fine. All right, got that going. Let's just make some fast forward progress here. Nope. fix this here. Like that. All right, so here's what's. Let me see here. I'm trying to think what I could talk about now to keep this thing kind of entertaining for people that might stop in here. Pretty much nothing I can think of. That's terrible. Kind of like it like that. Like it's like his head. Well, it can make his head kind of turning towards us there. Boy, after watching that Sergio Aragones, I'm just going full Aragones on this and just Speedy Gonzalez my way through this thing. Just go full flipping cartoonist crazy man. Where's this eye, dude? Where is this eye? It's here somewhere, right? Yep. Right there, maybe. Sorry about that belch. I apologize, everybody. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll rotate the head this way a little more. Why not? Finally, I found it. Found it, mother trucker. Gosh, that eye was hiding from me, man. That's what happens in drawing. It's like the thing that you're trying to do, it hides. It hides itself. You don't know where it is, and then you just keep. I just keep scribbling lines, and eventually I find the line. You know, I don't know how these dudes do it. They just like they have freaking Tron vision or some kind of thing where they just see the lines. Or just like their X-ray laser eyeballs just show them exactly where every line is. I've been training like crazy. I mean, I train. You can see I train every day. I'm doing exercises and drills and stuff. And oh man, I've got this thing. I got stuck screen. All right. Got to restart the stream.